Okay, recording has started. Can everybody see my slides? Just to make sure. Okay, that's the last thing that we need. All right. Think about how many hours in a day are just wasted mindlessly scrolling TikTok or Instagram or other social media apps. I personally was spending up to 6 hours a day at one point, just scrolling, not doing anything productive or worthwhile with my time, until one day I had an epiphany that I was constantly comparing my mundane life to the highlight reel that I was seeing other people post. And it was creating a very toxic and almost depressed mindset. It wasn't until I finally took the steps towards managing my time spent on these apps that I noticed a more positive change in my overall mental health and well being. So, because of this, I believe social media can negatively impact our quality of life by having constant access to other people's lives, by creating an unrealistic comparison of what a perfect life or a perfect relationship should look like. And it can be detrimental to productivity and mental health when not utilized or managed properly. So I do believe that social media can be positive in its ability to provide us with the latest information, provide us with news from all around the world, and bring together family and friends who are far away and help us feel more connected. However, that is not the case for every user. Those who have feeds full of negativity can feel much more drained after scrolling. According to Summer Allen in a 2019 article regarding social media's impact, she says the Common Sense Media Survey found that 13% of teens reported being cyberbullied at least once, and social media can be a conduit for accessing inappropriate content like violence or pornography. Nearly two-thirds of teens who use social media say that they often or sometimes come across racist, sexist, homophobic, or religious based hate content in social media. So essentially, the algorithm is different for every user depending on what content is interacted with. Usually, those who interact with more positive or uplifting content will see more of the same, and vice versa. But even by commenting on things that you don't necessarily like or agree with, it can create a more negative experience by causing it to show up in your feed more. So, my first point that I would like to address is that by having never ending access to the internet and other people's lives, it can pull you away from being present in your own life. In an analysis of social networkers, writers had this to say: obsession with the internet, digital devices, and online games can lead to computer/internet addiction. This term has various forms of manifestation and negative impact on the personality. R. Motzik compares internet addiction to alcohol or drug addiction. The person feels euphoria or joyful feelings. They constantly increase their time spent online and gradually reduce communication in real life. Additionally, the study is also quoted as saying, communication in cyberspace can lead to a decline of live communication and loss of contact with family, friends, and society. When we are constantly going about our day with a screen in front of our faces, it can be difficult to connect with those who are physically around us. Secondly, social media influencers choose what and when to post, and often what they choose to show creates a facade of that perfect life or perfect relationship. In an article written by Chris Hazel in 2019, he highlights the dangers of these modern day influencers. He says, for one, influencers may give the appearance of authentically liking a certain product, but could only be promoting it to get it for free or in exchange for money. Secondly, social media influencer culture can encourage people to try and build up followers for the wrong reasons. mainly to draw certain attention to brands in making money or gaining fame. This means that loyal followers can be misled, fed an image or narrative that isn't true. Social media is not real. It's been proven time and time again that what we see does not necessarily equate to the truth or even partial truth. There is no way to realistically know how much of someone's life has been staged, edited, or what it took for them to attain that life. Influencers typically get paid to create a certain aesthetic, and oftentimes that involves bending the perceived truth. So, finally, when not managed or utilized properly, social media can negatively impact our productivity and mental health. In a JSTOR article, Does Social Media Make People Happier? Startling information is addressed. In the last 5 years, several popular news outlets have cited psychological studies suggesting that social media may increase depression, dissatisfaction, jealousy, negative body image, and loneliness. It's important to realize when scrolling aimlessly begins to turn from a simple act of boredom or just a break from reality into something much more serious. So, in conclusion, when the things that you see and interact with begin to pull you away from your real life, unrealistic or excessive comparing impacts your responsibilities and your relationships, or your mental health begins to decline, social media is no longer just a fun and lighthearted experience. Balance is important when you start to notice negative impacts on your life outside of the internet. And knowing when to put your phone down and how to find the appropriate balance is key to maintaining a healthy life with social media and the internet. Thank you. Okay, let me just stop recording.